Hello, welcome back to Crypto Asia, everyone. Again, my name is Andrew here. Another episode from our channel. We would like to talk about what is Bitcoin. All right. I will categorize it into numerous videos. I will break down and bring my analysis and understanding about what is Bitcoin, and it is obviously my own interpretation of what it is, and I would like to share with you. So when you going through the series of what is Bitcoin video series, please get your mind out of the price. Okay, forget about the price. You just imagine Bitcoin do not have a market price. You do not indicate it to any certain amount of value, and so that you really focus on why Bitcoin might be a revolutionary tech in the financial system. So I will break down to you now of what I think Bitcoin is. Alright, my personal view, what is Bitcoin? Bitcoin, it is a revolution of money. Okay, why is that? We will talk about what is money. My personal interpretation of what is money is our time plus energy, means the effort we put into our work. Time plus energy equals to money. All right. So when we work hard, we spend time, these two elements plus together equals to our money, or our value output. All right. So after we add these two elements together, it becomes this. When it transforms to this, where do we put this thing into? Okay. As for now, we know that we put it into bank. So let's trace back to the past, to the history. How do we, humanity, transfer value between each other way back in the history? All right, we start with barter trade. All right, we own our own properties, such as probably a cow, a chicken, some vegetables. All these things that the particular person own through their hard work, to the time they put into their hard work, and then they own that kind of stuff. They take times and hard work to raise their chicken, cow, etc., and then took time for them to build a farm, and then to grow the vegetable. When they want to exchange value, they probably exchange a bunch of veggie with one chicken, or 5 chicken to exchange a cow, etc. So at that time, pretty much the people at the past used barter trade. So at that time, how to determine the value, it will based on the common sense, right? So at that time, it's pretty much, I believe it's a free market. And when you think what you exchange to me and what I exchange back to you, at our common sense, our mind, think it is a fair value between two of us, then that trade is successful, right? So we start with barter trade. After that, probably the people at the past think sometime it is kind of troublesome, or there might cause some argument throughout the transfer of value, because after certain deals, probably the particular individual will think they might not getting a very fair value. Probably he would think that the cow that he trade with another person with 3 chicken is not a fair value. He should get 4 chicken or 5 chicken. Okay, so pretty much they need some form of representation material to represent an equal value between two of them. All right, so they need to choose a form a form of material that will represent a value between the community. And shell is one of the material that they choose to trade between each other, that generally agree. This the time plus energy that they put in is can be stored in shell and recognized generally by the community that it has certain value, and they trade between each other the form of value through shell. And after that, many years later, the people in the past, they found gold and silver, precious metal, right? Which is gold and silver is the main metal in the precious metal. And people start trading using gold and silver. Okay, and it's been 5,000 years now. Gold and silver is pretty much still the most recognized, generally recognized, and store of value in the world. It might not be a unit of exchange because we could not break it down to really a penny or a cents. So it pretty much until now it is considered a store of value. But at that time, people generally use gold and silver as their daily unit of account, medium of exchange. So just like what I mentioned, gold and silver is precious metal. So if you really want to break it down, you could not so in, I think, year of 17,000 or 18,000, people start to use the fiat currency, or way back in China already started issue their own fiat currency. So of course fiat currency had failed before, like the old fiat currency in China, it is collapsed before. And fiat currency in German, we call the mark, it is collapsed before. And recently the Zimbabwe fiat currency, Venezuela fiat currency pretty much have hyperinflation, and the currency that the citizens is holding in their bank literally collapse within a few months. So pretty much their wealth is become 50% or even 90% less than what they have. So what we have now at fiat currency, it almost most of the country, not most, is all of the country now is using fiat currency, paper money. So there's a history that before 1920, pretty much the paper money of fiat currency is actually have a 1-to-1 the ratio with the gold. Means how much money you print, you need to have equal value of gold stored in the bank, or the bank storage is somewhere. But there's certain people or financial elites that they influence the US government. The president, I think is Nixon if not mistaken, declared that at around 19 something that the US dollar will be detached from the gold ratio. So pretty much the government and the banks can make their own decision on how much money they would like to print, would like to circulate in the market. So this will cause inflation if they do not control it very, very carefully. All right. So fiat currency had advanced and developed into a stage that which is we call the internet or digital age, which most of the corporate government agency is encouraging the citizens to go digital. Okay. Of course, even the currency, the money that they're printing, which is paper money, I guess it will be eliminated in 3 to 5 years. It might be illegal if you're holding paper money by then, because paper money can give you certain privacy. Means today if I want to exchange my fiat currency, paper money, with some people, with certain items, trade with certain items, it might not be traceable. Okay, but with digital currency, all right, just imagine the world do not have any paper currency. it only electronic money, which is digital currency, which is government national issued digital currency. Okay, here PayPal, WeChat is pretty much the private digital currency, but is also monitored by the government and bank, because without their monitoring it, they will not be allowed to issue their own currency. So digital fiat currency, if is the only choice we have, just imagine every transaction that we make in the internet, in our digital bank account, whatever we buy, whatever we purchase, it will be under the record of a centralized government system. Means that we do not have any privacy at all. And of course, this might not be important for everyone, because the awareness of personal privacy is not that high generally, or people prefer convenience and safety more than privacy. So that's the issue here. If people do not awake, if people do not understand more about freedom, they will not think that privacy is important. Okay, so imagine digital fiat currency is the only choice we have. So not only purchasing everything will be totally traceable by the government. Even when you send certain money to anyone in anywhere of the world, it will be traceable. And let's say if you've done something wrong, or if you send certain money that earned by you, it's your hard-earned money, you still need to ask for permission from the bank to beg them to approve your hard-earned money to be sent to someone anywhere. Don't you think that this is a little bit absurd or weird? So the next wave of revolution is digital decentralized money, which is cryptocurrency. Okay, so cryptocurrency is a peer-to-peer digital money, my interpretation. All right, which we have around more than 1,000 crypto now. So I only list the main two crypto here, which is Bitcoin and Litecoin, right? What is P2P means? P2P means peer-to-peer, means person to person, right? So means we can send any value, which is our hard-earned money. Time plus energy equals to money. We can store it into crypto, and then I can send my value that I earn direct from my pocket, means my wallet, crypto wallet, direct to the other person I want her or him receive the value, direct to her or his wallet. All right, without needed to ask for permission from any middleman, right? Who's the middleman? Before we have any before the crypto revolution, the middleman is financial institution, right? So what's the difference? Both are digital currency. What's the difference? The difference is crypto is without a middleman. All right, it's a direct person to person money, digital money. So again, repeat again. Digital fiat currency, okay, is a form of money that is digital. We can send online through internet, through electricity, but we need to go through a middleman. What action that we do, transaction that we did, it will be known by the centralized system who is controlling the currency, who is issuing the currency. Okay, so cryptocurrency is simply a currency that we let us store our value, but we also can send the value to anywhere of the world. The difference is it is without a middleman. Okay, so some of details different. I will talk a bit more details in the other videos, which is another specified characteristic of Bitcoin. Okay, so from here we can see the revolution, right? It is from barter trade to shell, right, to precious metal. Okay, so if you go back, you see, okay, barter trade is basically is a free market. I mean, this is what economy about. We should have a free market. All right. Generally, people are smart. They will know what is the value of the things they are holding on. So you just give the people the freedom to trade with each other. They will figure it out. All right. You do not need to really control it. Shell, precious metal, and come to the fiat currency, which is issued by the central bank, and come to the digital currency, which is also considered fiat currency, but they want to push it to digitally. Of course, they say it is for the good of going green. It will help to save money, but ultimately, actually, what behind this, it might be when after you go to digital, there will be more easy for them to control, okay, the spending of their citizens, and they can track, because where the money goes, people generally people generally follow where the money goes. All right, so from the spending habit, literally the government, the bankers, where you're at and what you're doing. So if you notice, currently there's a form of movement which is what's the keyword is called decentralized, or peer-to-peer, okay, or distributed. Okay, how to explain these three words? Okay, distributed is like it's like a BitTorrent, right? BitTorrent, before BitTorrent come out, you need to, when you want to see certain show, you need to go to buy from certain entity or go to the cinemas, and which is good. You need to support the you need to respect the copyright of the creators. But what I'm want to explain now is about the technology, the movement. So when BitTorrent came out, literally people can plant their torrent seeds and then to upload the movies or whatever files to BitTorrent network, which is a distributed system. So it's like community kind of effort, in maintaining this BitTorrent technology. So this is distributed technology, and decentralized, which is let's say Uber or Grab. Okay, before that, if you want to take a taxi, we will need to call the to the call center of a taxi company to order a taxi to come and fetch us at our home or office. So now, actually, through an apps, we can literally direct call the driver itself to come and fetch us. So in some way is actually a peer-to-peer system, all right, although it's go through a company, but the entire supply and demand is actually peer-to-peer. Okay, so these are the main two movement that is going on. So pretty much it affects, cryptocurrency have these few characteristic. Okay, it's a distributed technology. I will explain later in other video. It is decentralized. It is not in certain way is a decentralized form of money. People are allowed to send money peer-to-peer without need to get any permission from any middleman. We do not need to line up to fill a bunch of transmission transmitted form. We do not need to wait for weekdays, and it is 7 weeks 24 hours. We can send money anytime we want, anywhere we want. There's no restriction. It is borderless. As long as we have internet, we have electricity, the value can be sent. Okay, so this is where we are at now. Of course, at this stage, it is still at the infancy stage, the cryptocurrency industry, but here we are. So What is Bitcoin? My number one interpretation is Bitcoin is a revolution of money. Alright, again, it's Andrew here from Crypto Asia. Thanks for listening. Over and out.